With me is Naela Quadri Baloch. She is a famous Baloch politician, the Prime Minister of the Baloch government in exile, and a leading voice when it comes to raising the issue of the situation in Balochistan. Ma'am, welcome to WION. And my first question to you is an obvious question which everyone wants to know is what is the current situation in Balochistan?
Thank you so much. Actually, Balochistan is going through civil war. Balochistan is going through genocide and all kind of atrocities against humanity anybody can observe there, including abduction. So they are enforced, abductions are there, and they are abducting our sons and our daughters. Even small babies, infants, a 7-day baby girl they have abducted. And they are trying to crush a voice of Balochistan for liberation and basic rights. What they are doing is they are doing organ harvest of our sons, and they are dishonoring Baloch women. They have rape cells, and we have recovered bodies of Baloch women raped and tortured, thrown in wilderness, sometimes in front of their houses. They have taken them and then they have thrown them back, and sometimes they have thrown Baloch women from helicopters. They are doing heinous crimes against humanity, and the whole Balochistan is going through a deep depression, anxiety, stress, mourning, and a deep passion to liberate our country from the illegal occupation of Balochistan from Pakistan.
Moving on, when it comes to situation in Balochistan, how has the Chinese project, the CPEC, impacted or worsened the situation in Balochistan?
Yeah, the human rights violations in Balochistan and in Gilgit-Baltistan and in from where this CPEC starts, it's from the land of Uyghurs and it ends at the land of Balochs. Its human rights violations are transformed into genocide. So situation is worsened. It's nobody can breathe here because there are mega projects. Mega projects are more important than our homes, our graveyards, our archaeological sites, our religious sites, the places we are emotionally attached with, the places we can connect with our ancestors. They all are demolished just for some mega projects. So when projects come to disputed lands, Balochistan is a disputed land. It's a country that is occupied by Pakistan. So it's an international conflict that must be recognized. Instead of recognizing the occupation on Balochistan and without Baloch people, without consensus of Baloch people, any project or any intervention, it cannot happen. Because it's a design of occupation. It's an imperialist design. So in this century, I don't think that that imperialism can win. This CPEC is kind of it came as death sentence for us. It came as genocide for us. So it's anti-human, anti-Baloch, anti-life project. We don't think it can be a successful project. We don't think.
Ma'am, how has the Pakistani economic crisis and the security situation which is deteriorating in Pakistan impacted Balochistan?
Balochistan is already getting nothing. Pakistan is surviving on Baloch resources. Pakistan is surviving on the international loans and aids, or money comes as mercenaries. So they are not able to deliver anything to Balochistan. They are actually taking things from Balochistan. So Balochistan is not at the receiving end. Balochistan is actually at the giving end. So we don't expect anything from them. But the way they have kept Balochistan, taking all the resources, gold and oil and gas, marine life and jungles and everything, they are taking out ruthlessly. But Balochs are living under poverty line. Balochs have no schools, no hospitals, no infrastructure, no jobs, and our borders are controlled by them. So at the borders, all the borders of today's Balochistan, so are both sides of the border, Baloch people live. Goldsmith Line, Durand Line, or McMahon Line, Baloch people are living, but Baloch people are not allowed to do business. They have captured all the trade at borders, and they are doing arms smuggling, they are doing arm trafficking, human trafficking, drug trafficking. It's Pakistan Army is doing all this. So our people are not allowed to go for fishing. Our people are not allowed to go for their livelihood. And they have brought trawlers, especially Chinese trawlers. They are doing illegal fishing in Baloch Sea, in Indian Ocean. So it's all illegal things are going on, and our marine life is endangered. Our human life is endangered. Balochistan is endangered, and the civilization that promises till today of pluralism, of people living together with respect, whatever their religion is, whatever their other identities are. We live together. This civilization is in danger. And if this civilization of Mehergarh, the 25,000 years old civilization, is still breathing in Balochistan, if it is destroyed by these terrorists, so it's loss for humanity. It's loss for everyone. But it's time to take action before it's too late.
Time to take action. Do you think a Pakistani society, which is highly radicalized, will take any action? Do you see any point in conversing or having talks with the Pakistani authorities, whether it's in Rawalpindi or Islamabad?
No, we don't have any expectations from Pakistani civil society. We have checked them, we have tested them in last 74 years. Majority of them are weak, coward, and selfish. They are enjoying Baloch blood, they are sucking Baloch blood. Every bulb that is on in Pakistan, every stove that is on in Pakistan making their food, they all are running on Baloch blood. The resources they are snatching and looting from Balochistan. So Pakistan's civil society is corrupted and coward and disorganized and selfish. They think they can continue it like this, but they can't. And Pakistani authorities, they are not credible. So nobody trusts them to talk with them, because they have always made promises. They have signed documents with Balochistan that Pakistan, the newly created Pakistan, endorsed sovereignty of Balochistan as an independent country in 1947. They have signed this with British. And after 1 year, they violated our borders and they invaded our borders. After that, many times, they called for ceasefire, and they said, okay, come from mountains, and we are ready. So Nawab Nawroz Khan, a great Baloch leader, they said that on Quran, we say that come and we will talk what your demands are. When they came, they hanged them. They hanged them. Nawab Nawroz Khan's 6 sons and nephews together, they hanged in front of that old man, and then he got killed in Pakistani jail. Before that, Mir Abdul Karim Ahmad Zai, he was governor of Makran, and he was younger brother of the king, and he was trying to establish government of Balochistan in exile. It's 1948, and they said that come, and the Prime Minister of the Foreign Minister of Balochistan, Mr. Phil, he was a British, but he was there, and he said, it's my personal guarantee that you guys come and we can sit with Pakistan and we can carry out what can be done, and Pakistan will leave Balochistan. So let's talk. And they called them on table for talk. Instead of talking, they arrested them, and they thrown them in jails for 10 years, somebody in 15 years, somebody for 30 years. So nobody trusts them. Even they always use Quran as they claim that they are Muslims, but they always dishonor Quran, and they lie and they break their promises. So nobody is ready to talk to them. But as a Baloch tradition, as a Baloch political vision, Balochs are always ready to talk with anybody. But if Pakistan, it's only one agenda: quit Balochistan. Roadmap of quitting Balochistan with international guarantors. Without that, nobody is gonna sit and talk to Balochistan.
Ma'am, when we talk about Balochistan, there are several factions, at least from the outside it looks like that. Why hasn't the Baloch advocacy got an international backing? Is it a failure of the Baloch society, will you say that? That the various Sardars are not able to manage their differences, or do you think it's just that they are not able to put their voice across to the international community? What would you point out to the reason that essentially there is no international support, because it looks like there is no consensus within the Baloch society?
This is not the case. Balochistan is united for liberation. This one-point agenda, everybody is united. Even the people who are sitting in Pakistan's parliament, playing a role of puppets for them, they are not with them with heart. It's just greed or fear, they are with them. But the Baloch pro-liberation groups and parties, they all are united on one-point agenda, and that is liberation of Balochistan. If you look at the African movement for liberation, there were many groups, there were many parties. If you look at Indian liberation movement, there were many groups and there were many parties. Everybody worked as they wanted to, as their agenda or their vision was. So Balochs, it's a big nation. We can't be in one organization. Why should we? We are in different organizations. We have different visions. We have different ways to get freedom. And we all are working for that. But that cannot be an excuse that that international community can't look at Balochistan. If this is the case, then why Indians got freedom? Why Africans got freedom? So in Kurdish liberation movement, there are different groups. So that's natural. That's diversity. That's not a weakness.
Ma'am, for India, Pakistan remains a big worry. The issue of cross-border terrorism is something that remains a constant concern, especially for the people of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. What message you will send to the people who are suffering, both in Pakistan and India, when it comes to the Pakistani policies?
They are victim of terrorism. They are Kashmiris. If they are Hindu Kashmiris or they are Muslim Kashmiris, both are victims of Pakistani terrorism. So my message is to get united, be Kashmiri, and be a power of India. Because Kashmir is an integral part of India, and with Kashmiri identity. What Maharaja Kashmir had signed, that things should be given honor. And the parts Pakistan has occupied, they should be given back, and Kashmir should be united. The divided Kashmir should be united, and Kashmiris should live in peace. The Punjabis who have settled in the state of Pakistan has displaced indigenous Kashmiris in Pakistani occupied Kashmir, and they are doing low-paid jobs. They are washing dishes in Pakistani restaurants. And Kashmir is taken over by Punjabi settlers. They are looting their resources, their minerals, their jungles. They are changing the ways of their rivers. just to benefit Punjab. So that policy is killing Kashmir under occupation. They have the same policy for everyone, comes under their control. They just loot. They don't have any kind of respect for human rights, for nature, for freedoms, nothing. They just know how to rob, how to collect wealth, and how to dehumanize humans. So they are doing the same in Kashmir. We pray for Kashmiris to get united and be a beautiful part of India, Kashmir and our Khalsa, the Sikh. We love Sikh people. We Balochs, we have very deep and very ancient relations with Khalsa people, with Sikh people. And many Balochs are today Sikhs, and many Sikhs live in Balochistan from centuries. So we think that Khalsa is a power of India, and the enemies of India are trying to take away that power from India. And both sides should understand, as neighbors, what we can say is the power of India, the front line of India, Khalsa, the Marathas, the Gorkhas. There are conspiracies to destabilize India, not only on religious differences or communal rights, but these powerful nations, their powerful cultures, they are also they are trying to take them away from India. So Kashmir is crown of India. It's beautiful, and we congratulate Indian people for this G20 that you guys have done there. It's a great achievement, and this was a great opportunity for international community to come and see how inclusive policies are creating harmony, peace, and development in Kashmir.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. But briefly, I know it's a long day for you, and you've done a lot of interviews as well. You have painted a picture of Pakistan which is very dangerous. You say that the people are obviously suffering under the regime. Do you foresee a disintegration of Pakistan given where it is going right now?
Look, disintegration of Pakistan is anybody can see. When an entity, a state, becomes a monster that is killing people, it's genociding people. So this country doesn't deserve to exist. And people of that country, Baloch story is different. We were not Pakistan. We were not India. We were a different country. We were occupied by Pakistan. But the people who came under that conspiracy of division of India, and they had to live under Pakistan, nobody wants to live under Pakistan. They all want their own land. Till Atak, this is Afghanistan, that is land of Afghanistan, and people of Afghanistan, they don't want to live with Pakistan. Sindhu Desh have their own culture, their own great civilization, and Mohenjo-daro and Indus, they are more connected to India, and they want their Sindhu Desh, their country back. So I don't see that this state of Pakistan can manage to sustain.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. It was a pleasure speaking to you. A lot of things to learn and a lot of things to know as well. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. With video journalist Ajit Siddhant Sibal for WION in New Delhi.